Oh, I might have fixed it. Maybe. It's all out of center and whatever, but you know what? We're in the right orientation, so I'm not going to mess too much with it. I'm just excited. I don't know. The bad thing is that I don't know what I did to fix it, so. Sheesh. All right, let's scoot you back in over here so you can see. Okay, we're gonna go with this. Okay. Let's see what happens. There were a couple of you on with me just a few minutes ago. I had to end the live video because I was sideways, and when I tried to fix it, I ended up sideways and upside down. So I deleted it. So I'm gonna give y'all just a few minutes to get back over here. Tell me hello when you get here. Let me know that you're here. And oh my goodness, I hope that y'all are seeing it the way that I am, because it's in the right orientation. Whew. But it's a little low. Okay. I could sit here and mess with this thing all day. It's gonna bother me because it's crooked, but you know what? We're gonna move past it and we're gonna get started here. Thank you so much for joining me today. These Facebook Live, while I'm enjoying them very, very much, I look forward to them every week. I'm still learning, and whatever the problem was when I was on just a few minutes ago, it's fixed, but I have no idea what I did to fix it. So it's just going to be kind of trial and error. I have an idea of what I think I did, and I need to go write that down and consult with the niece or the nephew that give me my YouTube lessons. Okay, well, this is a continuation where I am featuring our designer series paper that is part of the designer series paper buy 3 get 1 free event that ends July 31st. This pack I'm using today is called Petal Promenade, and it is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's very, very dainty. It's beautiful. It's florally, it's feminine. I just love it. This was part of a paper share that I had that I was using up, and I don't have much left of it, but I can show you a couple of the designs. Look at the detail on these. Now, these were actual photographs that were taken that Stampin' Up! Somehow, I don't know how they do it, but these were live flowers. They took a photograph of it and they turned it into this designer series paper. Isn't it just lovely? And then on the back side, it looks like this piece looks like marble, like a marble floor or marble countertop. It's so, so pretty. Here's that little bokeh effect on the back of that one. Lots of pinks, lots of coral. We've got petal pink in here. We've got, there's another one of the backs that you could actually do masculine cards with the back, so it's not completely just for us ladies. Petal pink, calypso coral. There's fresh fig, is that pretty purple that's in there. There's another kind of marble looking one. They're just gorgeous. Blushing Bride, fresh fig, grapefruit grove. which is a brand new in color. Highland Heather, Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink, Sahara Sand, Smoky Slate, Tranquil Tide, Very Vanilla, and Whisper White. I'm going to show you a couple of samples where I've used Whisper White, and then the card that we're making today we're actually going to use Very Vanilla. So you can choose or mix them together, or we've talked about that before, about mixing white with vanilla, and it's really pretty. We're going to be using the Detailed with Love stamp set. This is a red rubber clear mount set. I'm using the Happy Birthday sentiment here. Hey Jessica, thanks for joining me. Here is one of the cards that I made using this this pack of paper, and this is actually the card that we're making today. It's got the we're going to do a little bit of the wet embossing with some gold embossing powder. Again, my go-to seems like it's those artisan, what are they called? The Share What You Love artisan pearls. They're so yummy. I love it. And we're using this this pretty tulle ribbon. Now this tulle ribbon also comes with white polka dots or vanilla. This is actually vanilla. And the only way that you can, well, that I've been able to tell the difference, here's the white. And I don't know on camera if you're gonna be able to see a difference. I don't think so. But the white has a little bit bigger polka dots than the vanilla, and that's the only difference that I could tell, except for the roll says that it's vanilla and this one says that it's white. So so here's one that I used. This was a project that I cased from a fellow demonstrator, Mary Fish, and I loved the layout where this card just really just shows off that paper, and it's all you need, a small little sentiment, and you've got a card in less than 5 minutes. And this time using the white that's in this designer series paper. So this one was real pretty. And I think that's, yeah, I just have those two to show you. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Got my little packet here. Hey Cheryl, glad you could join me. Okay, so I think what we'll do, let's do the embossing first. Okay, let's get, I'm going to use our embossing buddy whenever you're going to use the wet embossing. This is a anti-static powder little pouch, and you just tap it on and rub it off of there, and it will help for the embossing powder to only stick where you have put the ink, where you want it. And it'll get rid of any fingerprints or oils from our hands that you get on it. And so then we're going to use our Versamark ink, which is a watermark stamp pad. And I've got my Happy Birthday sentiments. And we are punching this out with a circle, so it doesn't matter if I don't quite get it in the center, but I'm going to try. Okay. And this is how I remember to use my embossing buddy when I'm doing this technique, is to put it right on top of my Versamark. So I physically have to touch it and move it. And then if I forget it, then yeah, I'm just a lost cause. But I try really hard to remember to do it. So then I'm bringing in some gold embossing powder. And I've just got a little piece of cardstock down in here that I kind of use as a handle. I'm going to bring this over, pour it on there, and see how it's just going to stick to where we stamped that image. And it looks like it's really good coverage. I always like to go a second time just to be sure. And then you just want to tap off the excess. Kind of flick it from the back, get all that off of there. Okay, that looks good. And I like to keep just a little paintbrush around, so that if you actually did have some little pieces that stuck where you didn't want them, you can kind of just brush them away. There's a couple little right there. Because they will emboss, and so you'll have those little dots. Okay. I'm gonna put that over to clean in a second. Okay, now I warmed up my heat tool before the video, but then I had the fiasco where I had to stop and come back in, so this might take a second. I have no idea what the volume's gonna be like on this. I haven't done this live, so bear with me, it's just gonna take a second. There it goes. You see how it's changing from that powder to that beautiful, gorgeous shine? Oh my gosh. I never get tired of watching that happen. It is so, so pretty. It's actually what got me hooked on stamping. Because I actually was just doing scrapbooking when I stumbled upon stamping. And this was the demonstration that I was like, what? Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, I had to be able to do that. It's so pretty. So we're gonna let that just kind of cool down for just a minute. Let's work on our panels here. So when I've cut the paper, I was careful to go ahead and mark in the order that they went. So that way, when I have them turned over going down the page, it's still gonna be in the correct order, rather than, you know, like, and that just looks funny to me. So I just wrote the number 1 and a little arrow of like where it needed to be placed on the card. So I don't know if that's being too much attention to detail, or I don't know. It's just what I do. It's how I do it. I'm gonna go ahead and just use some snail adhesive. Quick and easy. Our tape runner. Okay, so what I want to do here, this is going to just be, let me bring in the other card. It's a very, very tiny border in between these pieces. So what I find works best, that gets me the best result, is I'm just going to lay this on here. And I'm not even gonna push it down, but I'm gonna lay it on there where I think it's gonna go. And I'm gonna do that with the top and bottom pieces. Make sure it's centered from side to side as well. And then when I bring in the second piece, or the middle, I'll be able to tell if it's all gonna line up and I've got my spacing. Well, that looks good to me. Yeah. Wow. That didn't happen the first time when I was trying to do it, so, oops. Dimensional stuck to my bone folder there. So then we're just gonna take your bone folder, and now we can push those down, give them a good press so that they will adhere to that cardstock, okay? And then now we're ready to put our ribbon on first. And this is, let's see, I didn't even measure this. It was just a scrap that I have. It's like 14.5 inches, so keep your fingers crossed it's enough for me to tie a bow. Having a good day today, pain-wise. I had a good day at PT, and I'm feeling good. And so yeah, let's see. There shouldn't be a problem at all. It's a little, it's not fiddly. It's just because it's that stretchy type of material. I don't know what that is called, the whatever makes it the tool. So you just have to work with it a little bit. So then we're just gonna make a loop. This one's gonna go around, over and around, and then we're gonna pull this one through. And let's see if I didn't get my tails even enough. So hang on. And which one is it? It needs to go this way. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so we're gonna get our knot, form our loop, bring this over and around, and then we're just gonna pull it through. she says. And okay. All right, now we can mess with it a little bit. Yeah, so not too painful. It ties pretty easily. You just gotta kind of maneuver the tool part, that whatever that stretchy is, I don't know. And okay, I'm not even gonna cut off any of my ends. That was actually quite perfect and unplanned. So how often does that happen, especially live, right? Maybe it felt sorry for me with the problems that I had the first go round today when I tried to get on. You know what, I am going to trim this one just a smidge. So that, what did we say? I need to write that down in PDF. So that was about 14 and a half inches. Okay. And so now we can go ahead and put that on our card base. This is very vanilla thick cardstock. I like to use the very vanilla thick or the whisper white thick when I'm using it as a card base. It just stands up better. And then the other cardstock we have, very vanilla and white, is great for stamping, and I love using it for stamping. I'll scoot that over just a smidge. Okay, and then this is just gonna get laid right in here. And I'm trying to have the same border all the way around. And then we'll use the bone folder again to get in there and just make sure that that adheres well. Okay. Okay. So let's do some punching. This is all circle punches today. Got our sentiments. And we are using the, oh, I forgot to tell y'all. Everybody that comments, and if you share my video, please, if you wouldn't mind, you're going to get an entry to win this fun little pack of sprinkles embellishments. I don't know why I didn't think of this the last two videos. I think I was just more nervous about making sure everything was right, and then I got through my project and I didn't knock over the tripod and all that, and I just didn't even think about it. So I am going to be giving away little gifts each week, and this week it is these sprinkles embellishments. So all you have to do is comment and share, and I would appreciate that, and then I will draw the winner next week on Facebook Live. Okay. All right, back to crafting. I've got the 1.5 inch circle punch here. And some of you know that I've been trying to, you know, kind of learn to do my punches like this, but it's a process when you're used to doing something a certain way and then all of a sudden you're having to change it because you can't do it anyway. It's just, it's still learning. So here we go. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so that was the 1.5. And I've got 1 3/4 for my, look, see, have it petal pink here. Okay. And out of the gold foil, I have our 2 inch circle punch. There we go. And when I do it that way, it doesn't bother my arm. So, okay. Quick and easy, we're almost done. Okay, and I went ahead, I put everything on dimensionals. So let me grab those. And for the circle, I kind of went above and below that tool. I'm just not sure how well the dimensionals will stick with that tool, so I wanted to make sure that I was kind of up and over it. And then we'll layer up that one, and then finally we'll layer up this one. So this is a very feminine, a very pretty, a very fancy card. But it's pretty simple. There's not a whole lot of steps to it. Comes together fairly easily. So there we go. If you'll kind of stick your finger in there in the middle, it'll help to lift up the backing, and then you can pull it off if you don't have other glue stuck to your finger already. And we're just going to center that there. And our little sentiment, our happy birthday that we embossed with our gold embossing powder. Isn't that pretty? I loved all the layers with this sentiment. Okay, there's that. And then all we have to do is add our artisan pearls. And you know, lucky that that hasn't really adhered. I forgot to sponge around the little sentiment. I think it just helps to let it stand out against everything else. And all I did was take just one of our sponge daubers and I'm dipping it in my ink pad and I'm just going to go around the circle. Not too heavy. I just want it to stand out and stand up. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was the goal that I was going for, or the look that I was going for. There we go. And you don't have to do that part if you don't want to. I like it, but you know, it's your card. You can make it however you want. Okay, so artisan pearls, and I'm using these. I need to order a pack. I'm out of a couple of colors, so I've been trying to use up some of these colors that I haven't really used yet before I order another pack, right? Okay. Gotta turn the card because I can't turn my arm. There are some things that I'm never gonna learn, never. I don't think I'll ever learn to do left-handed. So, I mean, I'm not completely, my right arm is not, you know, I can use it, just certain things that aggravate it. So, okay, and there we go. And there's the card. That was pretty quick and simple. And then I'll leave it blank on the inside until I'm ready to use it, because sometimes I like to pick the sentiment, especially for my recipient, whoever it is, and sometimes I'll just handwrite something in there because I want to write a lot. Other times I don't want to write a whole lot, so I'll put a sentiment inside there. So here's the one that I made earlier, and this is just a little bit of the different pattern. This one has more of that Calypso coral in it, and this one has a lot more of the pink. But they were both embossed with the gold embossing powder. And so there it is. If you haven't had a chance, look back over my Facebook Live yesterday. I previewed a class that I'm having next week, and the deadline to sign up for that class is tonight. Well, really at 9 a.m. in the morning when my office opens. So anybody that signed up prior to 9 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow morning, I will get all the ordering and everything done tomorrow at 9. So you've got to get your RSVP into me tonight, and I will email you the link to be able to pay for that class. And you can find all the details in my my little Facebook Live that I did yesterday. And let me see what else. I'm looking at my notes for a second while I kind of see if anybody's got any questions. Sampler class, win the prize. And I'm pretty sure I told y'all about that the Designer Series paper sale. That is through the end of the month. Buy 3, get 1 free. And it's on select patterns, but I will link a blog post at the bottom of this video after I end it. That'll take you to the choices. It'll show you the papers that are happening in the sale. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. And if you have any other questions or you need help with an order, or you have a question about a product or something that I've used here today, please let me know. You can comment here on the video. You can send me a message through Facebook, or you can email me, darlenestampinspot@gmail.com. And I will talk to y'all later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.